So today's video is going to be something that I was kind of let down on. So you know you're able to see the tower we're going to be talking about today, and no, I'm not going to be talking about that one time where I was going to film it going into night mode until that one dude in the gas station pulled out a knife and literally nobody even gave a damn about it. Or he had a knife, something, I guess. That's what my dad told me. Like, I'm not talking about that because you guys already know what happened there. It's even in the video itself. I went to Target and I told you why I wasn't able to film it going into night mode. Today we're going to be talking about its beacon setup. So it literally only has one beacon on it, so can you really call this a beacon setup? It's literally only one beacon. So, yeah, there it is. So, I want to just say that I felt like I was let down when I found out what this tower's night mode was, and here's the reason why. I remember back then, every single year I had a yearly checkup, and instead of going to the Rolla hospital for that crap, me, my mom, and sometimes my mom and well, me, my mom, and sometimes my dad would go to go to the Springfield hospital to do that crap. And I remember we mostly took the I-44 path, which is I have a feeling this entire appointment crap is what made Springfield nostalgic to me. But when we entered Springfield, the Springfield Highway Patrol tower was always that one standout tower that I would always just immediately notice. Really, like when I always made it to Springfield, like around this part, or just at least an area where I was able to see the tower. It always told me that you're in Springfield now, Landon. You're in Springfield. You're going to eat Cece's pizza. So yeah, that's one reason why this tower is very special to me. It's a very, very epic tower. And yes, I know only kids say that. Like only 13-year-olds say the word epic. So why am I using? So I know it had a strobe and stuff. That was something that you would easily see every time you would see this tower. Back then, my vision, either it was on pair to pair with my glasses or just a tiny, tiny bit below, but I was able to see the beacon flash, and I was able to see the tower itself and the beacon flash. Today, really, it can kind of be hard to see the beacon and stuff. The tower, it's standing out. It's like a sore thumb, but the beacon kind of looks a little dim unless if I put my glasses on. So yeah, I regained that vision. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Like, really, it's actually better than my old vision before it just went bad. So yeah, um, I would always see this tower. I always known it had a strobe, but I um I didn't know what its night mode was. I obviously known what its day mode was, but I never known what its night mode was. So yeah, I remember I always wondered and wondered and wondered. I was just like, what is the night mode? Like, does it shine red? I want to see it shine red. Like, does it shine red? Like, does it shine white? What color does it shine at night? Like, I want to know. Like, why can I never know? And guys, I can definitely tell you there's one time where for some reason um me and my family were going to Springfield for vacation, and for some reason, we decided to leave home when it was pitch black outside. Like, we drove all the way from home to Springfield for vacation during night. Yeah, I remember that. Like, I remember I looked out the window, looked at some towers while my sister was watching Strawberry Shortcake and all that crap in the car. So yeah, I always known that we were over here, and you know, I don't remember looking for this tower to see its night mode. And since it only has like one beacon and the markers, and it doesn't, well, the markers, the tower does have markers, but they don't work. The markers, they would show off the tower's shape and stuff, so it can make it, it can be easier to tell it can be easier to tell that that's the tower that I've been wanting to see at night. But no, it only had one little flashing beacon on top, so it was kind of hard to know if it was that tower or if it was something else. So I really never got to see it. So yeah. So so all that time until 2019, I had no clue what this tower's night mode was until one fateful day. Me, my family, and my cousins and stuff, we all went over to Branson for we went to Branson to go to Silver Dollar City. We passed through Springfield for that because you kind of it's an option. It's optional to go through Springfield to go to to go to Branson. That's what we usually do, anyways. But there's other routes that you're able to take. But we took the Springfield route. I seen this tower. I remember that. Seen it day and night. So yeah, um, we stayed until night so we can look at all the Christmas lights and stuff. Like I think that might have been the reason why we even went there to see the gigantic decor. Really, nothing compared to my neighbor's Christmas Kingdom. Like he has actual decorations. Silver Dollar City is mostly has lights, disappointingly, but I guess it's fine. Like, okay, the tower is still a little blurry in the street view. When we were leaving, I was I even though I told you that I wanted to see this tower at night so badly for a while, or for a long time, really, I didn't really have an urge to. I didn't really have the urge to really see it and stuff. So, yeah. It was November 2019, so it got dark faster than I believe it got much faster than it does right now. Right now in October, I think it just gets a little bit darker, a little bit I mean, it gets dark faster than this. I think. Like it gets dark at 6:44 now. I'm pretty sure it gets dark at 5 or close to 5. And you know, in uh, winter or later fall. Well, you know what I mean, like November, December, all that crap. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get that out of my damn mouth. So yeah, I didn't have the urge to really see it. I wasn't very hyped up to see it. I didn't even think we were going to see it. I don't think. I don't know. Like, eh. It can be randomized sometimes. Like, we can take this path to go somewhere, but when we leave, we can take a different path. With big events like that, it's usually like that. Like we take one main path, and then when we go home, we take another different path that might cross into the main path sometimes. But no, we took the main path back home, which is I-44, passing this tower and everything. I remember I seen a tower that was flashing white. I seen a FH308 with the quick flash night mode. Though this beacon, it doesn't look like an FH308. I have to be honest. It kind of looks like a 2000 FG 2000. Because I don't think I'm pretty sure FH308s don't have that much black on it. Like they should be bigger too, I should say. So yeah, um, I remember I seen the quick flash white night mode. That's what I should have said. Like, basically LED day mode. Like the LEDs stole that night mode to turn it into their day mode. So yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was just like, I wonder what tower that is. And I don't know how I noticed this. Maybe I seen like a little bit of the outline of, well, maybe I seen the tower, even though it was dark and stuff, and I seen it, and maybe it was that way, or maybe I just, maybe it was because, when we were getting on to that, like when we are getting on to, I think these are called turnpikes, like when we were getting on this turnpike to start heading out. Um, I seen the usual place where the tower stands and stuff. So I looked and looked and I looked at the white flashing beacon again, and I was just like, is that can't be that uh, is that really that one tower? It Wow, like that's kind of a letdown. I wanted it to have more lights on it. Like, okay, like a little disappointing, like not disappointing, like I almost said that disappointing. Yeah, when I the moment when I realized that it was that flashing light was coming from this tower, I was kind of a little disappointed. I had to be honest with you. This tower here is one of my favorite Springfield towers. I would want it to have a good night mode, like a very nice night mode, Um, So yeah, and just it's day mode. It's fine. I liked how you're able. I liked how you're able to see the white flashing light. Like I like how I had a day mode and night mode beacon. So yeah, like I was just like, wow, this tower is cool. It's just like the one tower in Rolla that looks just like this one, but it shines white. Like that's one reason why I liked it is because I always seen this tower as the alternative version to the old Rolla Highway Patrol tower. That tower had only one incandescent, like this one only had one beacon, but it had two sets of markers. This one here had a beacon that had a day mode, so every time I looked at it, it reminded me of the Rolla Highway Patrol tower, and that's just what made it special. Really, I was just like, this is really the alternative version of that tower. Like, I like it. This is what this is. This is a very very nice tower. So yeah, like the tower. That's I think that's one reason. That's at least one reason why this tower is special. I think the other reason why it's special is because it's like the one of the either the first or one of the first major Springfield towers you would see. Like like you're in a video game, like you didn't even get to fight an enemy yet, and you're introduced to the plot and stuff. Like you're only like 5 or 10 minutes into the game, and then you're immediately thrown into a boss battle. And it's the beginning of the game. Like usually boss battles come before they come after like a few encounters with normal enemies. That's kind of like it's kind of the situation in a nutshell. Like when you head to Springfield, this tower is the first one of the first towers you see when you make it to Springfield, and I consider this to be a very major tower. It's like one of my, it's in the top five Springfield towers. So yeah, of course this is basically a situation like that. Like this is the beginning of the game. Like you're only 5, 6, whatever minutes into it. Let's make you fight a boss battle as your very, very first enemy encounter. This is basically how it is. Like, that's literally how it is. It's kind of funny. So, yeah, you know, I, you know, I, and at this point, I'm just doing it on purpose. With a special tower like this, like cool, memorable, very special alternative Rolla Highway Patrol tower like this here. Like, you know, I was hoping for something else very cool coming out of this tower, you know. So yeah, like we already got a few cool things coming out of it, like this being like a carbon copy of the old Rolla Highway Patrol tower, and this one and it also having a strobe instead of just one incandescent and stuff, you know. Yeah, like those are two very cool things that came out of this tower. Oh, it's also red and white too. It's another cool thing. Four-legged as well. Like four-legged towers are my favorite type of tower. I don't know why they just look so cool to me. I wish I known what these types of towers are called. Like, you know, like I don't know if these have a name, but I really like this type of design. Like really like this tower and the old Rolla Highway Patrol tower are two of the only towers that have this look to them. Like they're four-legged, they have the tall antenna on top, and then the four legs spread apart. You know, like something like that. I remember. I think my family went on a trip. I was very little at this point, so maybe it was like South Dakota or something, because I went to South Dakota when I was just like damn baby. So or Indiana as well. Like I've been to Indiana when I was a baby too. So you know, either of those two places, I remember we went on a vacation or some sort of thing to take pictures, I think, like baby pictures maybe. And I remember this is a time where I was like early tower enthusiast. Like I was this was the beginning of my interest of towers, you know. I remember seeing an entire field of towers that looked just like this, different sizes and everything, like towers this tall, you know, types of towers this tall, and then smaller ones. Like, you know, I don't remember any of them having visible flashing beacons, so I have a feeling they all have night mode only beacons, unless if they're all beaconless, which I hope they're not, you know. So yeah, um, you know, with a special tower like this, I wanted to have a very special night mode. You know what I would have given this tower? Well, before I tell you that, I want to show you. I want to show you one thing. Even though, like, one cool thing I wanted this tower to have might not have what that is, but it does have something else cool that I discovered not too long ago, like in 2020, early 2020, I think. But this tower has leftover markers. You see, there's the first set, or I always consider that to be the second set of markers. And then there's markers here too. You're not able to see them, so let's move a little bit. Uh, there they are. All right. So there's the second set of markers. They're just over there. And it's unlike the old Highway Patrol tower in Rolla, its first set of markers were literally at this part of the tower, where the tower stops being a lattice tower and kind of becomes a guide tower. This one here is different. Like the markers were moved down a little bit lower. So yeah, pretty nice, you know. So that if you didn't know already, that obviously tells any tower enthusiast who knows beacons and stuff that this tower here used to have an incandescent beacon that was replaced by this 308 or 2000. Not too sure not too sure which is which. I like to believe it has a FH308, but at the same time, if that is that's undoubtedly a 2000. Okay, let's finish this video up. You know, a cool beacon setup that this tower really deserves. You know, instead of replacing the incandescent, leave the incandescent on the tower, but add the strobe. Give it the day mode. and then it can keep its old night mode and stuff, but at the same time, I would want the strobe to go into its own night mode too. You know how cool that'll look? There's not much towers that have that malfunction, you know. And then the two sets of markers too. That'll be cool. That'll identify the tower, you know, a little bit. So yeah. Ryan C makes tower beacon animations. I wish I can tell him to make that night mode kind of a little bit of reality. Maybe you can kind of say, though it's only animation, but I could just give him a picture of this tower. He'll darken the screen. He'll add the incandescent animation and markers with the strobe night mode animation too. Like, you know, I wish I could ask him that, but the program he uses, like, if he wants something to fade, then all other flashing things fade. If he wants something to flash normally like a strobe, all other things flash like a strobe. You know, like that's how it works. I wish he was able to wish he was able to get a different program, you know, so he can make this a reality somewhat a little bit, you know, digital reality, I guess you can say. So yeah, there's that. This did let me down a little bit, and you know, if we can't have that either, there's one thing else. One more thing. I don't really like it when stuff like this happens because towers with white only beacons, they don't have markers. They never have markers. Even if they do, they don't work because their original beacon that they had is removed, like this one. So the markers were shut off and all that stuff. So yeah, that the new beacon doesn't shine red, I guess. I really hope this doesn't become an accomplishment tower anytime soon. I want to film this at night again, but in the dark, you know, when it's fully night and stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember. Um, I don't usually like it when this happens, but if we can't have what I just said I wanted, then the um the single stroke would still be normal like it is now, but the markers will still work. See, like that's it's horrible, but you're able to see like now give the tower something unique about it. Well, something more unique. Give it one more unique trait to it. You know, um, either this or just the bottom set. You know, like that would be cool. You know, like you got the you got the beacon on top, and then you got like a low pair of markers around the bottom of the tower. You know, that'll be cool as well, but I want the night mode, the dream night mode, you know, like that's what I want. So yeah, this was supposed to be much shorter than it is now. Uh, but I'm the big LT. I get distracted with other things like I did a lot in this video already, you know, like it just happens. But yeah, you know, that's the